In the first part of this module on technology for digital education, I will try to give you a broad overview of the most important pieces of technology involved. As this is an introductory module, don't worry if you are not an IT specialist. The target audience here is clearly people involved in management and in teaching and learning. To make things as clear as possible, I suggest the following diagram, presenting the different technologies as a pyramid of several layers. At the bottom, you find the physical learning spaces, then the global IT infrastructure, and the student information system and course catalog. These are the foundations you need before developing a digital education portfolio. Then come the two main software you need for digital education, a learning management system and a video conferencing system. These can be complemented by a range of more specialized software like electronic voting systems, plagiarism detection software, etc. Let's review these layers one by one. As teaching and learning become more digital, the expectations of students and teachers towards physical spaces evolve. To give a few examples, you will probably need more flexible spaces for group work, more connectivity, and more power supplies so that students can recharge their mobile phones and laptops. It is often more complicated to redesign existing buildings to meet new needs, so these constraints should clearly be integrated into the design of new buildings. As an example, here are a few virtual views of the facilities offered by our Future Learning Innovation Center, which should be inaugurated in January. From left to right, you can see a collaboration room, a meeting room, a front row meeting room designed with video conferencing in mind, and an immersive room with a 360 degrees image projection system. The specific tools for digital education will come on top of the overall IT infrastructure, itself composed of several components such as end-user devices, computers or mobile devices, operating systems, servers, networks, data centers, etc. All of this should be included in the institutional vision and strategy and benefit from proper governance and funding. And of course, the availability, performance, and security of the IT infrastructure are paramount. The next important technological layer is the student information system and the course catalog. Without this layer, you could still use an LMS, but you would have to create courses, users, and user access manually or by importing files. A student information system and a course catalog allow you to automatically create all your courses, create user accounts, and grant course access to users depending on their profiles. For example, at the University of Brussels, both a Moodle and a Teams course are created at the beginning of the academic year for each course at the university, and teachers and students are automatically registered for their courses. For digital education, you need two main pieces of software: a learning management system, an LMS like Moodle, Blackboard, Canvas, etc., and a video conferencing tool such as Zoom or Microsoft Teams. Remember that digital learning can take two main forms: synchronous learning, where teachers and learners meet at a given time, and asynchronous learning, where students can work at any time during a given period. The LMS will be used mainly for asynchronous learning, whereas the video conferencing system will be used mainly for synchronous learning, though an LMS can include some synchronous tools and video conferencing systems can include some asynchronous tools as well, but this is not their primary function. Having software in place is not enough. You should also make sure that this software, and the corresponding support, is available to the whole university. As the field matures, there is a growing trend towards centralization, moving away from local, experimental, multiple, or even concurrent solutions to a centralized, unique, and robust solution. So, if you have multiple solutions for the same function, you should seriously consider choosing one of them to concentrate your efforts, support, training, etc. around it. A learning management system is a very powerful and versatile software combining many tools for asynchronous learning. It allows you to share documents with students, includes organizational tools, communication tools, collaboration tools, assessment tools. It allows you to manage courses and users, provides you with learning analytics, and much more. In this diagram, you can see the current state of the LMS market in North America. You will notice that Blackboard, once the market leader, continues to lose market share. Moodle is losing ground but remains strong among universities, while Canvas is emerging as the new leader. It is important to note that homegrown products have nearly disappeared. At our university, we have been using Moodle since 2014. Our first LMS was WebCT, implemented in 1999. Until the COVID crisis, our Moodle was hosted on our own servers. With the pandemic and the need to organize online exams for a large number of concurrent users, we moved our Moodle to the cloud with the help of an external partner. We now have over 8,000 courses and 40,000 users, and Moodle has proven to be a very stable and reliable solution in the long run. Video conferencing systems have become very popular since the beginning of the pandemic. As you can see from the figures, Zoom and Teams clearly dominate the market. At the University of Brussels, students and staff have access to a Microsoft 365 license, which includes Teams. Teams has been heavily used since the COVID crisis. As mentioned earlier, a team is created for each ULB course at the beginning of the year, and teachers and students are automatically registered. While learning management systems and video conferencing systems are essential for digitally enhanced teaching and learning, many other categories of software can be useful even if they are not mandatory. Let's review some of these categories. While a video conferencing system is mainly a communication and collaboration tool, a video content management system like Panopto or Kaltura manages the whole lifecycle of a video from capture to storage and distribution. If your strategy relies heavily on video lectures, you might consider acquiring such a system. At our university, we developed an in-house system called EasyCast. It is open source and includes several components: Easy Recorder for recording lectures, Easy Manager to manage the videos and their access rights, and Easy Player, which allows students to watch videos, annotate them, and add tags. An electronic voting system allows the teacher to ask students questions during a lecture to check prerequisites, verify comprehension, maintain attention, etc. Students can answer using their laptop or phone, often anonymously, and the teacher can immediately display the survey results graph and use it as a basis for discussion. There are many tools on the market like Mentimeter, Socrative, Kahoot, etc. At the University of Brussels, we use a Belgian software, WooClap, designed by some of our former students and now widely adopted. It works as a software as a service with a campus license, so you don't need to install or maintain anything locally. It offers many different types of questions and is easy to use, while offering integration with many learning management systems like Moodle, Canvas, or Blackboard Learn. It won't surprise you to hear that today's hottest trend in educational technology is generative artificial intelligence, with the rise of tools like ChatGPT. Generative AI allows teachers to create lesson plans, quizzes, assignments, and much more. Students can use it to brainstorm on assignments, perform language checks, get answers to questions on their courses, etc. Generative AI also poses a series of questions and challenges that are beyond the scope of this introduction, but the technology is profoundly challenging the way we teach and assess learning. In our university, every teacher and student has access to a Microsoft 365 license, which includes access to Copilot, Microsoft's chatbot. We also put in place a policy on the use of generative artificial intelligence and plan to set up an institution-wide training plan for staff and students alike. In higher education, teachers often worry about plagiarism. Plagiarism detection software allows them to analyze students' assignments to check if the text or fragments of it appear elsewhere, for example on the internet. Though not bulletproof, these tools can help to reduce plagiarism and fraud. However, since the acquisition of Original by Turnitin, the market leader, Turnitin now occupies a dominant, almost monopolistic position. At the University of Brussels, we currently use Original, but our public procurement contract is nearly over, and we are now investigating which product to adopt for the coming years. Many of our teachers are concerned about the impact generative AI like ChatGPT can have on assessment and exams. Logically, many of them ask about the possibility of using AI detection software. And indeed, many companies offer products claiming to be able to detect AI-generated texts with a high level of accuracy. However, like many universities, we do not recommend the use of such software. Because the text produced by generative AI is original, you can never be 100% sure that it has actually been generated by AI. You run a high risk of falsely accusing a student. Moreover, research has shown that AI detection software is often biased. Some categories of students, like non-native speakers, will be flagged more often as cheaters. As the digitalization of higher education grows, e-assessment becomes increasingly popular. The dematerialization of examinations offers a series of organizational, economic, and ecological advantages. The process can save a lot of paper, reduce the handling of copies, and reduce the risk of lost copies. Last but not least, on-screen marking facilitates anonymous marking. The University of Brussels uses the software Passnum from the French company Exotech Group. The exams remain traditional on-site paper exams based on multiple-choice questions, but copies are scanned and graded automatically, saving faculty many days of work. Moodle is also often used for essays or quizzes, including for some on-site exams. Even if MOOCs, massive open online courses, are no longer in the spotlight, the MOOC market continues to grow, especially since the COVID-19 crisis. Many universities worldwide create open courses that are freely accessible to everyone. Because of their open and massive character, MOOCs require specific platforms, as traditional learning management systems are ill-suited to accommodate tens of thousands of students from outside the university. The market is led by US or UK companies like Coursera, edX, or FutureLearn, while several national MOOC platforms are gaining momentum in Asia. The University of Brussels MOOCs are available on the Fun MOOC platform, which is the most widely used MOOC platform in French. Of course, there are many more categories of software that were not covered here. We could also have talked about audio podcasts, serious games, social media, learning analytics, remote labs, fab labs, augmented reality, virtual reality, the list is endless. I hope, however, that this overview of the most common tools was useful. In the next part, I will focus on several important criteria for choosing a given software. See you there.